So when you arrive, you should just find yourself on this street here. You can park on this street here just outside, all the way down to the roundabout at the bottom of this road. But please note that this is only 4 hours max stay from 8:30 AM to 5:30 PM. And then feel free to park outside those hours for free. So you just want to walk down here. All the way to this building. And you'll find this gate just here. So to open the side gate, you just want to pop in the code that we gave you 3 days prior to check-in. And then once you've done so, just turn this dial 90 degrees to the left and then push it open. And please make sure this gate is shut behind you. Then to go to the apartment door, you just want to go down these steps here, around the side. And please note, this parking here is for residents only, and guests won't have access, as this gate here is opened with a key fob that only residents have. So going around here, you will find the apartment door marked number 95. To open it, it is by this keypad here just on the door handle. So what you want to do is just press one of the buttons and you'll see the keypad light up, and then just enter in the 4-digit code followed by the hash key that we sent you. And then push the handle down, you'll hear it say unlocked, and that's you in. And then you can just shut this door behind you. If you want some added security, this little switch here, if you just push it up, you'll hear it say secure lock is on, and that just basically means it's locked from the inside so no one can come in from the outside. And you can turn this off just by pushing it down as well. And welcome to the apartment. As you come in, you'll find yourself in the lovely living area with the smart TV and the electric fireplace. The light switches for this room can just be found just past this curtain. This is just for the big lights here. To control the TV and the fireplace, it's just by these remotes here. So the fireplace is this little black one here. First of all, you just want to make sure that it is turned on by the switch on the fireplace. As you can see, that little light comes on. You just want to take this remote, press the on button. As you can see, that'll turn it on. And then pressing the flame button, that cycles it just through the different settings of flame you can use. And then this little light bulb button here just controls the brightness of the rocks at the bottom. And then for the heat, you simply just want to press this temperature button, and you'll see it displays the heat just there. And then you can cycle through just with the plus and minus for either reducing the heat or increasing it. And then you can just turn it off again by pressing the off button, and then just turn it off at the switch as well. For the TV, you just want to grab this little small Samsung one, press the on button on the top left, and that will simply just turn it on straight away. And then you can see all of your apps immediately here, and you can just cycle through with this little circle, just pressing the right to go right, left to go left, and then up and down, as so. And then press the little center button just to enter any of the apps. So you can just cycle through, press anyone you're after. And if you'd like live channels, simply just go to the top and change to where it says live, and then you can cycle through any of the live channels showing any sport and watch whatever you like. You've also got your volume buttons just on the left hand side. If you just push this down, as so, that'll bring the sound down, and then push it up to increase it. And then to turn it off, just use the off on button again at the top, and that's it. In this little cupboard here, if you just pull this latch open, this is where you'll find the Wi-Fi hub and the trip switches at the top. Just make sure that this door isn't caught by this little latch here. If it is, just lift it up and then you can open it fully. So you won't need to touch anything here, but if something were to go wrong, it's just good to know where it is so that we can help you fix the issue. So the Wi-Fi hub, you can just see all these are green, so you know it's fully functioning. But if anything were orange or red, we'd know that there's an issue. You can also find any of the login details just on the bottom of the hub. And then for the trip switches, if you just pull this flap up, you can see they're all flipped up right now, which means all the electricity is working. But if it was to go out in a room, just make sure none of these are flipped down. And if it is, just flip it back up again. And that should fix the issue. You've got a lovely window here. If you want to let some fresh air in, simply just turn this to the right, and then you can lift it out and it will open from the top. Or if you want it to come out all the way, just push it all the way up like this, and then give it a pull, and it will open fully. And then to lock it shut, just make sure this handle's facing down again. And then you've got your blinds that you can just twist to close them and open them. And using this little bottom latch here to open and close them. Just on the left, this little room at the back of the living area is where you'll find the first bedroom. The light switch is just on your left hand side as you come in. And then you've got plenty of hanging space. And in this little cupboard here is where you will find some other bits you might need while you're staying. So you've got your ironing board, your dustpan and brush, another fan, drying rack, and then your iron and hair dryer. And then just the same window controls as the other room. You also got a little vent at the top that you can open if you'd like. And then the bedside lights, you'll find a switch on the side, and it's on the exact same on the other side. Simply just flip them up, and that'll turn it on. Same for the other side. And flip it down to turn it off again. You'll find a radiator just on your right hand side when you walk in. And then you'll also find the settings, you can adjust it to let out as much heat as you'd like. So right now it's on 3, which is about the middle. And as you can see, it goes all the way down to this little snowflake symbol. If it's on here, that just means no heat will come out. And then you can cycle it all the way up to the maximum, where it says max, and that's just the most heat it'll let out. Walking past the living area is where you'll find the lovely dining table and kitchen. You have your sink area over here that you can simply just use with these little handles, pull them towards yourself to turn the sink on and off. The left hand side one controls the hot water, and the right hand side one just controls the cold water. And you've got your fire blanket underneath here as well. On the right is where you'll find the dishwasher. And you can simply use this by just pressing the on button. You hear the little beep and all the lights will come on. And then if you press the P button, that will just cycle through all the different settings it can be on to whatever you like. So if you wanted an eco, just cycle it through till it's on eco. And then you can set a timer if you'd like. Just close it and that'll start. And to turn it off, just press the on off button again. And then for your pods, you will find this little flap here. Simply just put it in here and then close it down like that. And then to open it, just slide this little grey thing to the right and it'll pop up just like that. And then over here, you just have your induction hob and your oven. So for the induction hob, you can turn it on just with this little middle button here. It'll beep, you see all these come on. And then whichever one you want to turn on, you can see it with a little circle for which one it is. Just hold it down, and then you'll see the number, and then you can just change the number by cycling up to the highest at 9, or down, just with these little circles here, all the way up. You can set a little timer at the top too, just with this button. And then you'll see this little display here, and this basically just means that it won't turn on until a plate is actually on the hob. So if you're just confused why it's not turned on, just make sure your pan, is actually on it, and then it will come on. And then to turn it off, just press that again. And then for the oven, this is a bit different to your usual ones. So you just press it on again, and you'll see that boot up. And you'll have this display here. So you've got your types of heating that you can press, and you can cycle through whichever one you like. Or you can just press the little back arrow and you can go to meals, press that, and you can cycle through any of these if it's the one you're after or just the closest one to it. And if you just press it, then you've got all your temperature, cooking time that you can change. So you can change it just by pressing it and then moving it along with the touchpad to wherever you'd like. You can press the tick and that will save it. Same for cooking time. And then just press the play button and that will turn it on. And then when you're finished, just press this off button again. And just above is where you'll find the extractor fan and all of the buttons for it. So you can see the little light bulb button just on the far right. If you press that in, it will go white and it will turn on the lights. And then you have your 1, 2 and 3 just for the fan. If you just press that and wait seconds, you hear that come on. And then you can change it to whichever one you'd like, 3 being the highest and 1 being the lowest. And then to turn them off, just press the button and again. And then you've got all of your little pots and pans that you might need just in the under unit drawers. Your welcome basket. Any little amenities to get you started. And then over here you have your kettle and your coffee machine. So for the kettle, when this is plugged in, you simply just want to lift this little lid off, pour your water in here, and then push this switch down. And then once it's finished, it will just pop back up like that automatically. And then for the Nespresso machine, to use it, you just need to take this little lever, lift it up, then you'll find a little slot for your pods to go into. Pop it in there and close it, and then these 2 little lights will light up, and then you can press it for which one you like, so either a big cup or a small cup. You will need to make sure that there's water in the back of this, so you can take it off just by lifting it back and pulling it up. Then you just fill your water in here, and then pop it back on and click it in, just like that. You have your toaster, just pop any of your bread in that you're after in any of these slots, just push it down and you'll see the light come on. And if you want to stop it early, just press the eject button. And then you've also got your dials to adjust the heat of it. You've also got your fridge and freezer just on the left. And then behind these doors here is where you'll find the washing machine and dryer. So the washing machine's just on the right hand side cupboard, just here. You can control it with the little dials at the top. So as you can see, it's pointing to the off right now. If I wanted to put it on a Eco 40 to 60, I'd simply just turn the dial to that one. You'll see these lights go on, and then you can adjust any of the settings here by just pressing them. So if I wanted to change the temperature, just press the temperature and press it again, and it'll cycle through. Same for spin or the delay if you want to put it on, and then just press the start button and that'll start it. Just like that. Then you've got your little drawer for any liquid or softener you want to put in. And it's very similar for the dryer. You've just got your dial on the top right, it's pointing to the off right now. And if I want to put it on a mix and dry, just turn the dial to there. You'll see the keypad light up with the right display, and then you can change to any of the settings you'd like. And then just press the start pause button to put it on, and then turn it off just back up to the off setting. Just in these cupboards is just the ventilation system and some other electrics that you won't need to touch. And then behind this door is the second bedroom. You have your light switch just on the left again. Then you've got more hanging and storage space, another little fan, another radiator with the same dial controls at the bottom. your window with the same controls as the other ones. And then your little bedside lights as well. Just behind this door here is where you'll find the full bathroom. The light switches are just outside the door, but the right hand side one turns on the underfloor lighting and the left hand side one just turns on the big lights. So you've got your toilet, there's just little flushes above it, a little bin at the side for you, and then your sink with just the temperatures. So if I turn to the left for hot, right for cold, and just lifting it up to turn it on and down to turn it off. It's just a push plug as well. So just push it in, that'll make the plug work so no water will drain through, and then push it again to lift it up. And then you've got your little space underneath for any utilities you might bring. And then for the shower, you've got your smaller shower head and your rainfall shower head. These are just controlled by the little top dial to turn them on and off, and your temperature dial at the bottom. So the temperature, just have it facing between whichever one you'd like to have it as comfortable as possible. If it goes to the middle, this little switch will pop up and you won't be able to turn it left. All you need to do is press it down to turn to the hot water side. And then so you've got your 1 symbol and the 2 symbol. If you turn it towards the 1 side, that'll turn on the main shower head. And then if you just turn it to the right, that'll turn on the smaller shower head. And then back in the middle, it's just the off for both of them. Just outside this bathroom, you will find this little thermostat. This is for the underfloor heating of the bathroom. So you can control this just with these 2 arrows here. So if I want to increase it, just keep tapping it and you'll see the little blue numbers at the bottom going up. And that's the target temperature, so it'll keep increasing till it hits that. And then you can turn it down just like that as well. You won't need to do anything else with this. It's as simple as just those 2 arrows. You do also have a little lock on the inside. When the door's shut, just turn this to the left, and then that's the door locked. And just back to the right to unlock it again. There's a second thermostat just on this wall here, and this is for the building's temperature. The exact same controls for just the little arrows bringing the temperature up to the target and down again. And this just controls all the radiators in the flat. Just on the wall behind you is where you also find the light switches for the kitchen. So this right hand side one just controls the main lights, and then the left hand side one is for the under unit lights, as you can see. So when you're leaving, just make sure that all of the lights are turned off. And just enter back out this door here. Make sure this is fully shut behind you. Give it a little pull down just to make sure that it's locked. Then you can head back out this way, just past this gate. And that's you. Thank you very much for staying, and we hope to welcome you back in the future.